Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get our rods ready. Well, at least one rod. I'll just put on a jig real quick. Oops. Where the hell did my rubber seal go? Is it still in here? I mean, I'm not gonna need it today. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Good. This is gonna be our light rod for pike perch and pike if free. But this isn't really an area for pike. Try it out. All right, hi there. Pretty sunny right now. Question is, do we want to use a smaller lure? Maybe. Even though it's daylight, it's pretty. Well, this is a very soft plastic though. This is a Seaman. Now, this is something for less current. We'll just use this one. All right. Or what the hell? Let's get our big rod ready and bring 2 rods. Just depending on where this will be. But should I use? It's daytime. What lure should I do? Well, it's murky water, lots of current. So maybe a vibration lure. Might be a good idea. Hi there. Berkster. What's up, man? What's up, Burko? Let's just do this one, yeah. But that hook might need a little resharpening. So perfect. Needle sharp, needle sharp. All right, or 2 rods. And once I get some money going, I will definitely get some better rods, especially for catfish. But anyway, time being, this is what we've got. Seeing what you get up to, bro. Yeah. Well, once I've... Okay, the kitty wants to come along, I think. Lila, come. Mrs. Lila. Come. Okay, now I need my cameraman. Erik, bräuchte ich dann mal jetzt für die Kamerafunktion? Because all right, let's get the fishing license as well, just in case anyone's gonna complain. Unlikely, but you never know. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's check the water out. Okay. This might be one of the better spots to check. Honestly, definitely not a lot of current in here, interestingly. The current is definitely broken, which is a good thing. This kind of, during high water at least. And it is very much high water at the moment. Lila, what are you trying to do, cat? Okay, Yeah, there's almost no current in here. That's weird. It surprises me. Wouldn't have expected that. Actually, there's a tree out there, so it must be really shallow. Yeah, the cat's downstream. Okay, honestly, I don't think the fish are gonna be here. Or maybe out there. There will be any fish, it'll be further out. Okay, I need to cast further onto the right. Wenn irgendjemand was schreibt, auch bitte vorlesen. Ach, scheiße. Okay, Glück gehabt. Okay. Okay, that's an area where there might be some fish. The ground is surprisingly clean. Question is if that's a good sign or not. I'll make a few casts with the big rod, and then I'll change to a different area. This doesn't feel very promising here. Okay. Okay, that drag is locked. Need to set the drag right, or we might get pulled in on this one. That feels about right. Tuk, 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 tuk. Let's catch the bottom. And now we basically just have to Rhine it in. When the ground here is so clean, we can shake it too. But yeah, holy hell, that makes some resistance. This is unnecessary heavy too. That will be if we get a bite. Honestly, might be a bit too much vibration for here. But it casts really well. Okay, avoided a stick. Yeah. I do have faith in this lure, just I don't think this is the right time or place necessarily. Definitely casts very well though. Yeah, that's where stuff. Okay, there was a snack. Yeah, if we hook up on this one, that's gonna be a fun ride. Yeah, this lure for this spot heavy. I need to get back to the car and grab the lighter one for the next spot in case this is gonna be a similar little current. You definitely need a slow gear ratio reel for this style of catfishing. Not gonna get me a high speed. That answers that question. Okay, last cast. By the way, we've got 2 swivels and a titanium leader. The first 20 feet or so are doubled up 100-pound hull carburetor. The rest is 100 pounds straight all the way through. Being honest, I'm sweating. In the sun, it's warm. Yeah, okay, we're already on bottom. We've got very clean ground here, which is nice. But it also is telling me that there's not really a spot that's exactly screaming fish. Because fish love structure. And we just have like smooth, clean ground. So maybe in a warm summer night when there's a lot of bait fish in here, the big fish will come. But a day like this, I don't think so. Okay, now we gotta get the cat out. Lila. Lila, nein. Ja, du bist da reingekrochen. She crawls. Hm? Kannst du die Kommentare wirklich nicht lesen? Dann muss ich mal gucken. Doch, jede Menge. Du hast 10, keine Ahnung, 30 Sachen verpasst. Hey, Glacier Shark, there's a cat. Yes, there's a cat. Sorry, my cameraman is half blind and can't read chat. Alrighty, so say your stuff now. Hey, Cindy. So yeah, we gotta get a lighter lure for the next spot on the big rod. The little Lila, stay with me. Can. Yep, now you've got. Jetzt hast du den Salat. Here's the rods. There's the cat. Okay, you're gonna need to. This is great. We are fishing in Germany. Yes, we are in Hescha, in Hessen. Lila. Anyway, let's lighten our clothes and get some more. Okay, the cat might stay in the car now. Looks like she wants to. Absolutely allowed to come with us, but if she doesn't want to, not gonna force her. All right, we'll take one of these with us. And one of these. All right. And couple cicadas, why not? And a couple twitch baits / crankbaits. Wir gehen gleich weiter, ne? Wenn du meinst, es lohnt sich hinzusetzen?
Achso, ich dachte, wir fahren.
Nö. All right, let's get some water. We'll drive. If this whole area, the next 200 meters or so of shore aren't good. Do you understand me fine, or should I talk German to you? Hello, Mr. Eric? Do you understand me fine in English, or should I talk German? Okay. Then you're just not paying attention half the time. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Because once we've found a spot to fish for a few hours, I'll be dropping a big rod. That's also why I'm going to be switching spot a couple times first. Then we'll be dropping this bad boy. In case a big hungry catfish stops by, but we need a lot of current for this one to work. Maybe we can catch up. Cat is good to guard the car. My cat would not listen. Never walk on a leash. Yeah, she's used to a lot, but she does get bored at home. She really wanted to get out today. So, leider? Wenn die Katze mit raus will, kannst du sie mitnehmen, sonst kannst du auch mal im Auto bleiben erstmal. Next spot. Okay, next spot. Oh, right. I wanted the smaller cat seeker. Where do I have the small version of that one? Or do I have the small version of that one, maybe? Yes, I do. 70 grams? Okay, that's still a bit big. Wait a minute. Oh, that's 110 grams. That's even more. That's not good. That's way too big. Way too big. All right. Maybe we're gonna let one and maybe just use a different lure for catfish. For the big catfish, for the catfish spinning rod, because yeah. I don't think the fish are aggressive enough right now for such a high vibration lure to be so tool of choice. Anyway. Okay, kannst ja vielleicht das Treibein mitnehmen, dann kannst du es auch mal abstellen.
Mir schlafen mich langsam die Hände.
Wovon denn?
Wo willst du denn hin? Ja, von dem Hochheben.
Welches Hochheben?
Das Hochheben.
Ei. All right. This is looking interesting. totally different to what I expected. But uh, that's why you test stuff out. Actually, for this, a spinner bait might be a good idea. Okay, some construction going on here. All right, here's, I think, somewhere the current breaker. Yes, definitely there's some turbulence going on there. It's always a bit hard if the first time you see a spot is at high water, because stuff looks a lot different when there's 3 meters of extra water in there, you know? So you always try the light rod first for a few reasons. But one is big, heavy lure could scare some of the small fish. It's not a lot of current. It looks like there's more current than there really is. Just not much current in here. That's good to know. Just, yeah, important to know also. By the way, we got Canyon. Make sure they can maybe ideally also see the rod, not just me. Okay, out there, I'm not even hitting bottom yet. Am I? I don't know. I must hit bottom now. Hello. Okay, I think it's pretty deep down there. Or not. This is definitely a spot where I'm a, a lot more confident than where we were just before. Again, very clean ground. Why am I not getting stuck here? Okay. Said that too early. But I was also getting a bit cocky. there. Okay, the sun is too much right now. I just have to go by feel. Okay, I want to fish this area. Okay, I've hooked the tree. But you can see my drag is set perfectly. Because my drag is going just a little bit as I'm really giving a good bend to that rod. All right. Let's check our hook sharpness. Feels good. Purposefully did a short cast. If wood like that just slides in there, it also again means there's not much current, because the wood would just drift away if there was much current. So something is weird. This is not the Rhine I'm used to. Then again, we are a good bit north, like half an hour to an hour drive north of where I normally fish. Which is after the Neckar, another big river flows into the Rhine. Which definitely changes its characteristics. Okay, let's make a few casts with our other rod. But you do understand why this is the kind of fishing I thought would be good to do with not that much time, right? Because we can just move about. Maybe we can catch up. Okay, no comments anymore after I checked it and saw that we weren't seeing anything. Okay, first aggressive lure. Boom. Honestly, nah, though. Nah, this is too much. This is too much lure for this. Let's just do a heavy. Let's just do a heavy lure, like a heavy shake head. This one already has a split ring attached. That also means it's not. Maybe we'll do a different one. We don't have that much current here, so let's just. Okay, this also has a splitty. Never mind. Since we don't have that much current, let's try this one. And here this is, by the way, is some 0.6 millimeter 7-strand titanium leader we're using, just because for one you catch your, like, you have less tangles, and also it's never gonna fray through. Like with your mono, it's not that bad. With your braid, it's really freaking annoying, especially when you're using the spoons. You just get a lot of tangles. So this just, you can fish a lot longer without anything to worry about. And the reason we're just using a jig head and not something a bit more finesse is just because you're gonna get snagged less and catch less bottom. Although here it might not even be an issue. Because the closer I get to the water's edge, the less I'm gonna have to worry with getting stuck at the very end. Bottom. Make just a few more casts. So, and then we're gonna walk a good bit upstream if there is a decent path, and then we'll decide if we'll stay here or change spots. Yeah. There's some structure. Hooking into a monster catfish in here would be fun, but it would also be a challenge. Okay. So far, this tightline hollow core is honestly surprising me positively now. It's just. Oh, okay, last cast. Okay, maybe one more. So much wood in here, though. Okay, there we had a little tangle, but okay. You can just feel out this area close to shore, which is most likely where they're gonna be sitting anyway at this time of and this current level. All right, time to move to the last current, to the first current breaker, and then I think we'll move to a different area. Cause I don't know. I was thinking we would have a ton of current, but we don't. We're basically zero. Well, not zero, but I don't think I ever fished the Rhine in a place with this little current. So yeah, check the comments. Lumi, hey there. The cat is in the car. Glacier Shark is another awesome captain. This channel, another one greater, yeah. Don't worry, Lumi. If you stick around, you'll see the cat. We did have her on the other fishing spot, and once we've decided where to settle, I'll show her to you, and I'll bring her out again. All right, let's go for another walk. Right, at about 19 o'clock, I'm gonna have my meal. I did bring something to eat along. This would be more your style of outdoor activity. Some barbecue, BBQ. All right. Ufergrundstück und Betriebsgelände frei für Fußgänger und Radfahrer. Yeah. Basically, you're allowed to go here on foot, but you're not anything else. Like a foot or bicycles, but anything else, you're not really allowed to. And here it's getting a bit cold because there's no more sun. Hmm. Honestly, though, well, the first one is steep. We'll see. But I don't think this is where we'll be staying. Hmm. Here's another point, but that looks just about the same. Oh, my knee is giving me a little bit of trouble, but it'll be fine. Let's go to the bridge, and if that doesn't show us anything, I think it's also going to be too far. If I had two phones still, I would definitely check on satellite where we are, roughly. Because I'm not so sure. Let me check. Okay. Nothing new. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is definitely where you'd want to go. Want to be away from people, and it would also be a good spot to go. Generally, because this is here we only have like in German they're called Buhnen, so they're basically like current breakers made just by putting a bunch of rocks in there and like reaching into the river. The original purpose is to keep the river, like the current, from taking away land. And yeah. What is this? Here's a fireplace, I think. A bed, even a slide for kids. Okay, we gotta check that out. This would be a really nice place to do some fishing in the summertime, maybe. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, you could make a fire here. This is a designated fireplace, so no one's gonna give you shit. Sorry, language, I know. But right now, this isn't a place to do active fishing. Well, actually, I will do a couple casts in here. Because it looks very fishy. It just also looks like you're gonna get stuck very easily. Okay, we've got a bunch of rocks. Interesting. Okay, first the small lure. Yeah, here's the current. And we do have quite a bit of current here already. A lot. Okay, that was very. Okay, a few casts with the, or maybe, yeah, we'll do a couple casts with the big rod. But this would be a beautiful place. Like if I was gonna fish with night crawlers for catfish and maybe eels, which I will be doing in a couple weeks or so. This would be an awesome place. If you still have similar water conditions, this will be a place to go and maybe spend all night because it's a super easy place to spend all night. It's very convenient. Even here, is the ground really that clean, or am I just fishing in a way that's way better and less likely to get stuck than I'm used to? But anyway, this would definitely be a place to. This would be a great place to use actual bait. Not a great place necessarily for active fishing like this, just because there's so much stuff in the way that prevents you from casting. Which is the same stuff that makes it a very fishy place. But yeah. Oh, where's that pump? If only we could get a proper cast. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful spot. Eric, can you maybe mark this on GPS or something? Because this will definitely be a. Yeah, this place. Because for like, not for this kind of fishing necessarily, but it would be a very nice spot to come with some worms. Just drop a couple rods, maybe make a fire up there, have a little barbecue. I know that's also your kind of thing. It would be a great place to do some overnight fishing. Or just a few hours in the evening, for that matter. Kannst du mir sonst auch vielleicht auch kurz auf der Karte zeigen?
Ja, ja.
Wir sind hier, okay, an der,
Wo das blaue ist irgendwie.
Ja, okay, gut. Ich will jetzt noch bis hier vorne laufen, an die
Da ist die
wo die
Kneipe
Buden
und da
aufhören
sind
quasi.
wir jetzt.
Hier hin und dann können wir zurück. Alrighty. Thanks. I might get blocked, but I'm a good person. Glacier Shark is a good person, a great hunter, a great fisherman. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I love his content. Okay, just know that we have a pretty strict no religion, no politics rule on this channel. We don't go into the details of any of that. And yeah, just because it, it creates too much discord. Okay, kannst du wieder halten? Okay, is this a bridge or what is this? It looks like a bridge. I think it might just only be an overflow thing though. So the fields get flooded versus the dam getting flooded at high water. We'll see. We'll see right about now. Yeah, looks like I was correct. This isn't a body of water, this is just an overflow thing. Yeah. And someone dumped their trash in there, not nice. So yeah, this is just a thing that instead of crossing over the dam, the water can flow through there when it gets even higher than it's now. Like 1 meter extra and we'll have that stuff. But yeah. And the thing is where we're going now, which is basically right upstream of all the current breakers, is a good spot because I can talk while walking. It's because of especially the big catfish, they'll rest, quote unquote, sleep between these current breakers in the calm areas, and then they go against the current on their hunt. So if you can be just upstream of them, or maybe at the first one, you not only have the chance to catch the ones that are wherever you are right now, but you also have a chance to catch ones from downstream that swim upstream against the current for their hunt, because catfish rarely swim downstream when they're hunting. They usually just do that when they're returning. So they'll generally focus on swimming upstream to hunt and then downstream after they're done, or when they're fleeing from being hooked. So yeah. Okay, that's the current breaker, and that's probably the last one here. So a little bit further. But yeah, spot we just were would be one where we could go in like a couple weeks. And just put in a nice rig with a bunch of night crawlers on one rod, a heavy rod for catfish, and maybe a lighter rod with just 1 or 2 night crawlers. Wait a minute, let me read. And also, I think I got a notification. Come on, fish. Okay. People wishing me good luck. That's nice. Okay, nothing important. Just some random email. If it gets too much for you, let me know. But yeah. Yeah. I know what rod I want for the future for this kind of fishing. Uh, so it's an Acto Bezo 8080. Because that one will work beautifully better with a reel like this and just have make light work of any lures I'm using realistically and just but still have more power to turn the fish and just be more fun to fish. Okay. Now we'll need to check the. Can you show me on satellite again where we are so I know? Thank you so much, Real. Kannst du mir kurz auf deinem Handy zeigen, wo wir sind? Yeah, here there's ripping current. That's what I was expecting. Yeah, okay. We're in the main current now. Yeah. We're already good spit past. Yeah. But that could also be after one of the current breakers. So this is gonna be. Yeah. I've crossed the 200 subscribers, by the way. This would be where actually we could also stay here for the rest of the day. Maybe. Or we could move on to a different spot. But like this would be a place where we could put out my big my big stationary rod and use another. Yeah. Okay, here is where I actually need the 40-gram chick heads that I didn't bring for my light rod. On this heavy rod, no chance. No chance to reach bottom. No freaking chance. Let's see if I have a larger chick head for the small rod. I thought I wouldn't need the super heavy ones because they're just annoying to fish, but might have been wrong on that. Or do I have a couple of really heavy ones still that aren't too big for my small rod? Actually, I do. Okay. This is 50 gram though. That's too big. Actually, it's not really too big, is it? Not really, no. Well, we'll just have a try with this, but I can pretty much already tell you this ain't gonna work. Shit. I've just broken off way too easily. Yeah, this. What the hell? My main line broke. What's that crap about? That really shouldn't have happened. Shit. And there goes. Okay, not that much, but like $5 to $10. Probably closer to 10. Yeah, this would be to put maybe the big rod, but I don't know. Let's see. Can we splice with this needle or is it not? If not, I'll have to see what I'll do. We actually can. Well, but not properly. This might be destroying. Yeah, nah. A bit downstream. Some interesting spots, but too much. And this is one thing, I've never gotten my cotton braid cut like this before. So I really wasn't putting a lot of tension, and this happened one time before already on the tight line. It might have touched a rock, but still, the cotton doesn't really do that. It doesn't break like this, just from touching a little rock. Line fish is great, but if it breaks off, like nobody's business, that's still a no-go. Let's walk a little downstream at the first current breaker or so and see. Ready? All beginnings are difficult. Hey, Smarty. No, I broke off on a snack, but it was like I wasn't even really putting pressure on it. I mean, I think my line wrapped around, and like I think my line got stuck on a rock. But still, I know it's braid, but the braid I'm used to wouldn't have broken like this. I'm 90 something percent sure. Or yeah, not in love with the tight line. Let's put it that way. I think it's okay, but you do notice that it only costs half. And with the price of lures and terminal tackle, it's better not to be stiff. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'll definitely have to order some 40-pound cotton again. Okay, there's gonna be the next. I think that's the first current breaker. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Just let's see if there's any place that you can fish or not. Nope. Uh-uh. That ain't happening. Look at the current. You can see that is like beyond good and evil. Okay, I don't know if it comes across on picture. Uh, no Shimano. This is a Daiwa Saltiga and the Daiwa Certate SW 2024. All right. I think I know which is the only sensible spot if we're gonna keep fishing, and it does make sense to fish till it's properly dark, which will be probably in close an hour and a half an hour to an hour, probably. Yeah, that's the only place that really makes sense, I think. Even though it's a bit farther and it's another good piece to walk, good bit to walk. I have to look at it on the map if it's feasible, but if it is, then that's where we'll be going. Yeah, that one place that we marked will be a place I might go to fish in a week or two. One or two, yeah, with probably one rod for catfish and one for eel and other stuff. Basically, just one with worms, with like one between 1 and 3 night crawlers and a smaller hook, like a size one hook or something like that, and one with a either circle hooks or trebles and like heavy catfish gear. Or maybe light catfish gear. I might actually use this spinning rod here that I'm using to cast for catfish just because it'll be a lot more fun. Then again, might not have the power needed. If I have to pull a big cat out of the snacks, we'll have to see. This is a spot that I'm gonna return to most likely. Not that far of a walk, and would be a nice place to spend the night. Ooh. Definitely getting in our steps today. Oh, we've got more walking to do. Don't you worry. That's a disadvantage on this style of. My knees is actually my left knee that was hurting a bit is actually starting to feel better, so that's good. Yeah. I have to take a look real quick on the map if the spot I have in mind makes sense. If not, we're gonna have to walk a similar distance as we just walked from on this spot to just to the other end. But the other one would be better. Yeah, it would be better, but I don't know if it's too far to walk from the nearest parking spot. That's the problem. Yeah. Here, sun is down now. We don't have that much time to lose anyway. Let me check real quick if anyone's. Hey, Jemmy. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of doing some cardio today, but I don't think that's gonna make sense. I think we're already doing our cardio. Actually, if we're gonna have to walk at least as much again. But that's why I packed a meal. And it's a bit of a higher carb meal as well. Of course, enough protein, but also some carbs. A good amount of carbs, like 40, 50 grams of carbs, I think. Something like that, yeah. That one, so that's a good one. Anyway, home sweet home. What time is it, by the way? You know? Okay, 18:03. So tomorrow we'll start around this time. So it'll be pretty much dark once we arrive. That'll be important. So yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check on the map just to get an idea where we're going. If where I want to go is realistic. I really hope so. Okay. So jetzt nochmal kurz auf Satellit checken, wo wir sind. Und auch nur mal kurz auf Satellit checken wegen der nächsten Stelle. Sinn macht, dahin zu fahren oder nicht. Doch Sinn macht, hier quasi zu bleiben, mehr oder weniger. Viel zu weit. Aber was wir probieren können. Aber wir können an die Stelle, wo ich sonst hin will, fahren. Wir müssen nicht die ganze Strecke laufen. Da sparen wir uns 500 Meter laufen. All right. We will do a little drive, but we won't be going where I thought of going. It'll just be too far to walk. It'll be there. It would be like at least a kilometer to walk with more gear than we had now, which I don't think either one of us is in the mood for. Am I wrong? Okay, he is not paying attention again. Oder hast du noch Lust auf einen 2 Kilometer Spaziergang?
Nee.
See. Basically, we could walk, absolutely walk to the other spot, but it's a lot more comfortable to drive.
Sau mein Auto mal nicht so aus.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, sweetheart. If you want to go high, it's fine. Not fine. I'm already getting hungry. So once we've got our big rod set and done a few casts, then I can eat. Yeah, that's actually. Du hast die, oder weißt du, wie wir fahren müssen? Ich hattest die auf deinem Handy als Navi angemacht. Und wir müssen jetzt. Ja, genau. Links. Left. And then there's only really one way. Another time I'd walk. It wouldn't be that far from the spot I actually wanted to go, but it would be like 50% farther than the edge of the one spot we walked to. If we went first to that spot, that would have been fine. But yeah. Next time. Well, not tomorrow, but actually never know. But it's no next time in the near future. We're not allowed to fish for predatory fish at the moment. halten quasi. Gucken, wie weit wir kommen. Genau. Also hier links im Parken. Das ist hier. just big, just barely big enough, but it's big enough. There is another fisherman here. Just one though. Probably here for the same reason I am, because the last few days where you're allowed to go. I can still cast this one out. Worst case scenario. Let's see. What's the furthest left we can deploy this bait? And if we find a rock to use as sinker, I doubt it. Okay, here still not much current. We have to go there, over there. It's still very calm. And I think we'll... the other spot, there were some rocks to use, but it was too far. It would have been too far to carry. A rock would definitely be much preferable. Okay. Thing is, we need heavy current for this thing to work. Otherwise, there's absolutely 0 point even using it. So here's starting. Let's see if they're on the ramp. There's a rock. Alternatively, we might just... Ist nur ein Köder. Das ist noch nicht der Fisch. Okay. Danke, danke. Huh. All right, we'll just see if this works. This might go completely south, but who cares? Let's do a little stopper on here. This is an interesting spot, but noch nicht. War gleich. Ich brauche die Stelle mit möglichst viel Strömung. Here or here? Here, there's more current. Okay. Let's just hope for the best. Okay, it's moving over the ground. Come on, stick somewhere. Doesn't stick. Isn't gonna work. That's why we need a rock, not a lead. Yeah, okay. It's in. Now we need the rod stand. Okay, okay. You stay here and watch the rod and scream if something wild happens. I'll get the other rods and do some casting around here. Wild happens. And scream if something wild happens, something crazy. Bei dir irgendwas gebissen oder? Ah, ja, also ich finde mit der Zanderrute klappt es gut und auch mit der Spinnrute, aber man muss Hochwasser kennen, damit das Strömung mit U-Boote wie der Köderfisch spielt. Den fische ich stationär. Weil die Strömung so stark ist, kann ich den Fisch einsetzen. Und das hat tatsächlich schon Waller bis sehr effizient gebracht. Sogar in Frankreich habe ich getestet gegen lebende Köderfische. In starker Strömung fängt er sogar besser als lebende. Das halt nicht und nicht zu dicke Schnur. Das ist halt immer schwierig, weil du hast viele Hänger und viel Wasserdruck. Aber wenn du zu dickes Zeug benutzt, dann ist der Strömungsdruck einfach zu viel. Danke, danke. Echte auch, echte die absolut echte, echte normale meiden diese Strömung halt. Echte meiden in aller Regel die starke Strömung. Meiden halt die starke Strömung. Okay, I'll have to check that later. I might have lost my AirPod. That won't be good. Okay. I might actually have to recast that rod. Lila, you have to go down because I'm not sure if that bait is working. And no more comments. Yeah, that's the thing. I need some distance from the weight because I think with the current it might just sit in a way where it cannot catch a fish. It'll make the casting more difficult, but then again, we've already seen we don't really need to cast all that far. So we've have a slip knot in our line that'll make sure we have minimum distance from a U float, at least to the weight. And any more will be, it'll already be a pain to cast. But honestly, I could even do more. Distance is not the problem. We don't need to even get that far. And it will just find a spot where it'll find basically the natural edge. Or will it? I don't know if I trust this or not. Hmm. Let's see. Nah. I'll give it one more cast and then we'll. Yeah. We've hooked some vegetation. Let's give it even a bit more room than this. Got a lot of a good slip knot. Again, we don't. The good thing is casting distance isn't an issue here. If it was, well, we'd be screwed. Let's just say it how it is, because this is not a rig optimized for casting far in any way, shape, or form. Oh wow. Okay, that's actually good. That's actually good. Yeah, that's really good. Because that weight sticks right there. Okay, now it's moving, but oh well. Okay, good. Bite alarm on here. We've got an electric bite alarm, so we can move a bit away from the rod, and we'll still know if it gets hit. Okay, it's still moving a little bit. That's fine. Give this a bit slack. Okay. This should calm itself down. Or not. Okay, good. Now let's see. Let's see. I think I'll just, I don't know, should I do more catfish fishing or should I just take, I'll see if I can there's a much higher chance, and we've already got our catfish rod in. Just, you can fit, if you're good, you'll catch more than one pike perch most trips, but at least you have more than a 50-50 chance. So hand for catfish is definitely below 50-50, way below. Maybe if you do this 10 times, you might catch one. And even that I would consider being lucky. So yeah. Let's just see. Wait, no. I did not do that. Okay, forget it. Or okay, I can give this a look. But I don't. Okay, actually yes. This no, this won't. Relax. Okay. We've turned down the sensitivity as far down as we can. Okay, let's actually try to use this rig. And yeah, let's try to catch a pike perch. Oh, wait a minute. This is not the rig I thought it was. Nah, not gonna risk breaking this off. would have. I should have brought a headlamp. I know. I was stupid. Because I only wanted cheap leader for this. Well, today and tomorrow we can build some more leaders. And then we're doing this tomorrow again tomorrow. Should I use this or should I not use it? No, this is too good of a leader as well. I think we'll just use our catfish rod. So unlikely to catch anything, but if we catch something, it's gonna be good. That's basically how it's gonna be. Most likely we'll catch nothing, just so you know. And it's also not impossible to catch a pike perch on this gear. That's another one to consider. There absolutely is a chance. Albeit it's a bit overkill gear. And with a bit, I mean more than a bit. But this lure isn't too big. It's not too big of a lure. It's just too, well, it is big, and it's heavy gear and everything. But that doesn't mean you're not going to catch smaller fish on it. Okay, I just might have dropped the leader I didn't want to lose. It would be very stupid. It'll be tricky to find anything. Okay. No, there it is. Okay, safe third leader. Okay, I'll take a little bathroom break, and then we'll be back. I'll leave you guys. I'll turn the light off. We don't scare the fish, and you guys can watch the beautiful sunset. Well, it's not, the sun is already set, but you know. Alrighty. It is a beautiful scenery. Can't argue with that. Laila. Cat is doing her thing, that's fine. Cat's like a charm. Yeah, buddy. Okay, come on. Shit. Would have had to. Yeah, something's moving. Not anymore. Hmm. Shit. Shit. Oh no, why? Why? If this was a fish, it would be nice, but ah, okay, that was me. Apologies. Pray I'll have to break this off. Yeah. Let's see if I can do. Yeah, free. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay, we've straightened our hook completely. Let's see if we can bend it back. Hey there, you always say. What do I always say, Jemmy? Be waiting on that bite. Oh, if that was a fish. Yeah, that's our hook now after that snack. But hey, at least we've got to everything back, you know. I'd rather straighten the hook out than lose everything. Now let's take these pliers and see if we can bend the hook. Can't always do that, but yeah, sometimes you can't. Okay, it's almost bent back all the way. You do risk that this hook is gonna break, by the way, if you bend it back. But yeah, now this is such a heavy duty hook, and it's also not like a super high end hook. The higher end hooks have a tendency to snap rather than bend, especially if you bend them back. But yeah. Okay, where's my sharpener? We will need to resharpen this hook, or it's utterly useless. And actually, I will switch this out for a cheaper leader, maybe. Okay, now that's properly sharp again. This is gonna catch. Mm-hmm. If we spot a few more casts, then we'll move spots. Yeah. Still a titanium leader. This is all, by the way, why you want to use. Don't want to go too light on your gear, because on light gear I would have broken this off for damn sure. Even on lighter gear that might still land the fish. I want gear that also survives a few snags. But yeah. Boom, plumps. Okay, for not gigantic soft plastics, a high-speed reel would be nicer. Honestly. If you know you're getting close to the edge, you just try to not let it sink to bottom. Really, that's the best way to just not get stuck. Just don't ever let it sink completely down. Yeah, I would want a higher ratio reel for this lure fishing. But sorry for this for soft plastics. But if I was gonna do spoons and vibration lures, I definitely would want a, 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 a slow gear reel. So yeah, a low gear. Let's see. There's a rod. There's the cat. At least someone's caught something. Lila. Let's see if we can fish for cats. Lila. She's not interested at all. Normally she would go crazy for a lure. Okay. If you're gonna stay back. Okay, I can't properly show you this spot. Not, I won't shine light on the water. Yeah, you can kind of see stuff. Oh, I'm hungry. I'll do a little bit more fishing, then I'll eat something, and then I'll get, after I've done eating, I'll get the other rod in. Lila. Okay, I'll just put the cat on a long leash. Du musst nicht da bleiben übrigens. Der Bissanzeiger reicht. Erik. Du musst nicht da bleiben. Der Bissanzeiger reicht. Wie du willst. Ach so, das geht auch? Plumps. This is a very nice spot. Yeah. For this fishing, I definitely want a high gear reel. Even extra high would be totally fine. That's something to remember for cold water catfishing with low resistance lures. You want a high gear reel, like a high or extra high for the lures you might fish in summer that give a lot of resistance. You want low gear. For this fishing, it's a lot harder on the angler to use a low speed reel like this. There's so much cranking against not that much resistance. For something that puts out a lot of resistance and vibrations, it would be the opposite. A high gear reel would be a pain because it's just so much work to crank. Got about moon is about half full. Oh, I need my food. Also Erik, du könntest eventuell vielleicht schon mal im Auto die Sachen, die da vorne noch liegen, wo wir zuerst alles ausgeladen haben, einpacken und dann hierher kommen.
Ich komme mit dem Auto hier runtergefahren.
Ja, aber da vorne liegen ja noch Sachen.
Ja, die nehme ich mit.
Okay, gut. Okay. Yeah. That's where we want to be. Hello. Okay. Let's check the chat real quick, then we'll do a few more casts and then, yeah, we'll have our meal and pack up. Let's see. Well, this isn't a bad spot. I think tomorrow we'll still do the other one. What kind of snack is this? Not solid structure. Catfish. Oh no, the hook is clean. I thought we had some stuff hanging off our hook. Okay. Nope. Not, I was thinking of trying a spoon, but nope. Right now I'm feeling way too much structure to do that. I mean, it's not that bad, but I don't think I'm gonna raise a fish from the deep currently, so that's also a reason not to do that. Okay. Yeah, we can't let it sink on. Lila! Sorry, my cat took down the tripod. Sorry, folks. Doesn't look like the bite is gonna happen, but you never know. We still have a small chance. Holy crap! He's taking his 3 hours time. Oh. Oh! I've caught a lure. That's nice. The not so nice part is that it tangles up my stuff. I caught someone's lure. This one. Okay, the hook is already gone. The leader, it's not really a leader. Just have some mono. Honestly, we bet I wouldn't have caught this, but oh well. No, it kinked my titanium. That's even more annoying. Actually, that might have been the snack earlier. No, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, that's a tangled mess. And for tomorrow, I'll also let me get some rigs ready for a lighter rod. All right. Yeah, nope, no messages from someone I'm a bit worried about. Anyway, we'll do a few more casts. I don't know, between 3 and 5 casts, probably. That's all we can do. Okay. Last cast. Now the light is gonna scare any fish anyway. All right. You still have a tiny chance, but pretty much, I would say, most likely with skunk. That one break off pretty much made it an almost surefire skunk. So, is what it is. Anyway, at least we can turn the light on. The light is way weaker than the car lights we just have. Okay, give me my food. Das Licht reicht mir schon. Das verblendet mich, glaube ich, fast eher. Would have been nice to catch something, but I wasn't really expecting to. It's more about more than just catching. Well, bullshit. I mean, it is a process, you know. You just come out there and destroy fish. That's not really. That's all kind of boring. Actually, okay, this is also very fun if you come out there and just catch fish after fish. All the reasons why it's nice to not catch anything is really stuff people say that don't catch fish. 90% of my trips I don't. Yeah, that's definitely how it is if you go for catfish. You just cannot expect. Not even if there are enough of them, they don't feed every day, and they are one of the smartest fish in our waters. People might think catfish are stupid, but they're highly intelligent fish. Like, people think trout are smart and stuff, but trout are stupid compared to catfish. At least compared to our catfish. Okay, I'll get some more stuff. But wait, fishing. Kind of fish we're fishing for, that's part of the deal. It's more often than not. Yeah. Alrighty. Mm-hmm. Right, packing up. What's the problem here? Don't worry about this. Not now. We can do the untangling. So the important part is secured. Great. I don't know where my reel bag is, but well, one reel can be naked. Catfish just leave a hand line in the water. Highly illegal where I live. And we're talking about a very different catfish, Smarty. We're talking about catfish that get a lot bigger than a person. They're fish in here. That's not even a maybe, or there's a chance. That's a fact. It's a fact that we have 8-foot catfish in here. No, we can't be stuck here too. Yeah. Okay. Broken off the lat, but that's fine. Illegal. Maybe I'll just leave this, honestly. Just put this rod separately. All right, we still need our rod holder. For eel, like an overnight line would be effective. For catfish, not really, not here. I mean, right here, it won't work for any fish because it's too much current. You need a rod. You can't really fish it with hand lines, but even where you can do it. Here's our other real bag. Okay. So, jedenfalls für morgen Stirnlampen einpacken. Okay. So, ich habe meinen einen Ohrstöpsel irgendwie verloren. Ja, einen. Hast du einen gefunden? Mhm. Okay, I'll end the live here. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching. Cheers.